When Alabama announced Richard Owens as its new tight ends coach, the reaction wasn't outrage, it was confusion. No fireworks, no headline splash, just a quiet move that felt small. But in college football, the moves that feel small are often the ones that reshape entire seasons. After a 2025 campaign where Alabama's physical edge, especially in the run game, clearly dipped, this hire doesn't look random. It looks intentional. And if you've followed this program long enough, you know Alabama doesn't make structural changes by accident. So here's the real question. Is Richard Owens just another assistant coach? Or is this the first visible sign of a deeper, calculated reset inside the Crimson Tide machine? Let's be honest, 2025 wasn't a catastrophe for Alabama, but for a program that lives and breathes dominance, it was something worse. A slow erosion of identity, the kind you don't notice until it's too late. The offensive line, once the embodiment of fear, was outmuscled. The ground game faltered, and the tight ends, invisible. No punch in blocking, no pressure in red zone mismatches. For a team built on physical control and relentless tempo, this wasn't just a tactical weakness, it was a crisis of DNA. Critics whispered what fans already felt. Alabama didn't look like Alabama anymore. And here's the twist. The front office noticed. But instead of public declarations or flashy signings, they responded the Alabama way. Quiet, deliberate, internal. They didn't go after a headline name. They went after Richard Owens. Now pause. Why him? Because behind the soft-spoken demeanor and relatively modest resume, there's a blueprint. Owens is a technician of the trenches, a mind that thrives in building structure where chaos used to reign. At UCF, he wasn't just coaching tight ends. He was molding them into hybrid weapons, bulldozers on the line, but agile enough to wreck schemes in motion. Hiring Owens wasn't a PR move. It was surgical. It was Alabama saying, "We saw what broke, and we're fixing it from the inside out." And yet, most people still ask the wrong question. Who is this guy? The real question is, what part of the machine is he meant to rewire, and why now? Stay with me, because what's coming next might just reveal the real game Alabama is playing. Shall we keep going? Richard Owens isn't a headline. He's not a viral quote. He's not going to light up a press conference. And yet, if you listen closely to the whispers inside college football, he's exactly the kind of name that changes everything. Quietly. Let's look at the facts. Owens played in the NFL. He's not just theory, he's trenches. He's been on the line, under pressure, and in the locker rooms that define a culture. After his playing days, he didn't chase flash. He chased fundamentals. At Louisville, he helped produce a ground game that exploded for over 2,000 rushing yards, multiple times. That's not an accident. At UAB, the tight ends became forces, not just receivers, not just blockers, weapons. At South Alabama and Arkansas, his fingerprints were on wide receivers, offensive lines, entire units. Wherever Owens went, two things happened. The basics got sharper and the systems got smoother. That's rare. That's strategic. And now he's at Alabama. Not by luck, not by need, by design. When Kalen DeBoer assembled his staff, there was one clear directive. Rebuild the Crimson Tide's physical edge, but do it without losing tactical finesse. Owens, with his multi-positional resume and deep field experience, fits this mission like a glove. He's a utility knife in a world full of sledgehammers. This isn't just about tight ends. It's about control, tempo, dominance in the red zone, mismatch creation. And if Alabama's front office is right, Owens might just be the key to a new offensive era, one forged in silence but executed with precision. But here's what still haunts the minds of fans. If he's so good, why now? Why did it take this long for Alabama to bring him in? What did the program see that the rest of the country missed? Let's open that box next. Ready to dig deeper? Let's connect the dots. Adrian Clem, offensive line. Derek Nix, wide receivers. Richard Owens, tight ends. 3 hires, 3 missions, 1 unspoken goal: rebuild Alabama's offensive backbone. At first glance, it seems like just staffing, but look closer and you'll see a blueprint. These aren't just random names. Each one was selected with surgical precision. They're not recruiters first, they're developers, architects of trenches, handlers of discipline, cultivators of toughness. In short, they were brought in to make Alabama mean again. And what's fascinating is how quiet this all was. No grand unveilings, no social media circus, just paperwork signed and war rooms filled. Now think about this triangle strategically. Clem reinforces the walls, Nix stretches the field. But Owens? Owens connects them. He's the hinge. Tight ends are the only unit that has to both block like linemen and run like receivers. They live in the chaos between brute force and finesse. Owens has coached both ends of that spectrum. He understands what it takes to make tight ends disruptive. And Alabama, they haven't had that since the days of O.J. Howard at full throttle. But there's something deeper here. Owens is also a field general. His experience as a run game coordinator means he reads defenses differently. He doesn't just react, he manipulates. Which begs the question, is Alabama about to build an offense where tight ends are the new quarterbacks of control? It's bold, it's unconventional, and yet it fits. Because this silent triangle, Clem, Nix, Owens, isn't just restoring Alabama's identity, it's reshaping it. The Tide is no longer trying to copy Georgia or outgun LSU. They're forging something else, something colder, more deliberate, more dangerous. But here's the real twist. Why didn't anyone see this triangle forming until now? And more importantly, what's coming next that required this exact foundation? Stay with me, the revelation may shock you. This is where the entire narrative turns on its head, because Richard Owens wasn't hired to inspire headlines. He was hired to restore a soul. Let that settle in for a second. While the world was screaming for a flashy name, a headline grabber, someone to stir up social media buzz, Alabama's leadership did something far more dangerous. They went quiet, and in that silence, they moved with precision. They didn't chase a personality, they chased a purpose. A purpose rooted in discomfort, the uncomfortable truth that Alabama, for all its banners and trophies, had lost its edge. The trenches were softening, the schemes were predictable, the pride in physicality fading. And Owens, he wasn't just a coach, he was a remedy, someone who knows what it means to wear the bruises of a broken offensive line, who understands the psychology of dominance in football, not just the mechanics. He's not there to call plays, he's there to shift the culture. Here's what almost no one's noticing. Owens has been quietly training TEs to become multi-dimensional weapons. Not just blockers, not just decoys, but players who create chaos, forcing defenses to guess, hesitate, and crack. That's the kind of shift that doesn't show up in recruiting rankings. It shows up when you least expect it, on 3rd and 4, with the game on the line, and suddenly the tight end becomes the X factor. It's subtle, it's surgical, and it's strategic warfare. The real twist: this isn't just about tight ends, it's about a new philosophy, a shift in power, a transformation from inside out. Owens might be holding the quiet blueprint of the next Alabama dynasty, and when the winds come back in dominant fashion, many will scramble to trace it back, only to realize the answer was hiding in plain sight. But by then, it may be too late to catch up. So here's the question: if Alabama just pulled off a silent revolution, how many other programs are still playing by the old rules? Now that you've seen the pieces fall into place, ask yourself, was Richard Owens just a background hire, a quiet fill-in to complete the staff? Or have we just witnessed the first real move in Alabama's hidden war plan? Because everything about this shift screams calculation, precision, vision, And if this truly is the rebirth of a colder, harder, more tactical Alabama, then the Tide might not just be back. They might be evolving into something far more dangerous than before. So tell me, is this a simple coaching hire or a masterstroke nobody's giving credit to? Drop your take in the comments right now. Is Owens a genius pick or just another quiet move? Let's open this debate. And more importantly, what do you think Alabama's next move is? Because if this is the first domino, what happens when the rest start falling? Before we wrap up, I want to thank some of you who participated in the last video because the conversation was great. Carl Smith, I saw your question about the OU helmets. It's fair. Visual choices matter, especially in a rivalry ecosystem like this. I agree. Every frame tells a story, and that feedback is important. Joshua Quick, you said that seemed like overkill and that the drafts are like that every year. That's a solid criticism. And honestly, that's why these conversations are important. Sometimes the patterns are routine. Sometimes they signal evolution. That tension is exactly what makes Alabama football fascinating right now. Robert Johnson and Thomas Bryan, I felt that energy. New era. Roll Tide. That belief. That's culture. That's what keeps this program different. Illy Kanj, that phrase about hard work, sweat, pride, loyalty, that's Alabama in one sentence. You can't buy it, you build it. Robert Hines, comes the tide. That distant rumble, that's poetic. And honestly, it captures this moment perfectly. And Alsan 79, don't follow the crowd. That mentality, that's chess, not checkers. Agree or disagree with DeBoer. Independent thinking is what separates the noise from insight. To everyone else who commented and whose names didn't appear in this edition, I see you, you're part of this channel. All perspectives matter here, so I ask once more, are we over-analyzing this move? Or are we witnessing something most people haven't yet noticed? Leave your opinion below. Let's keep it honest. Roll Tide.